Maybe movies.
Happy New Year, one and all.
Indeed, a happy one to each and every one of you.
So we're going to toast to you and to the impending terror that is 2024.
Indeed. Well, let it be better than 2023.
Well, exactly. Well, I don't know. We passed 1,000. We passed 2,000 subscribers. So.
Well, that's very true. I was thinking about the rest of the world.
Well, yeah, but that's the rest of the world. We're safe and comfy here in our pocket dimension. Do you want to come in? No.
I was going to say it'll get crowded in here quickly.
It will do, yes. Thank you for joining us again. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and all of that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And are suitably comfortable on the sofa with the hair of the dog. Or whatever else our name might be. Sorry.
Oh, you naughty, naughty man.
First off, the poll.
Oh, the poll. I'd forgotten about the poll.
Yes. As we said, we're going to be announcing the winner from our December matchup of Jack Frost and Jack Frost. We had I think probably our biggest number of votes yet. Total of 16 votes.
Lovely.
From Twitter, we had a total of 5 votes. 4 for Jack, 1 for Frost.
Okay.
Instagram, we had a total of 3 votes.
Mm-hmm.
1 for Jack, 2 for Frost.
Okay.
We had nothing on Patreon. From the community tab, we had a total of 8 votes.
Lovely.
1 for Jack.
Oh, you are kidding me.
You add in our votes as well, a total of 10 to 8 for Frost.
Well, I'll be darned, folks.
Really?
I'll be darned. I honestly thought, I wonder if it'll get any votes at all. Because I genuinely thought that Jack was the better one. I'm gobsmacked. Well, the eyes have it, don't they?
They certainly do. Obviously more sold on evil Keaton than good Jack Frost.
Yeah.
Again, as you say, the eyes have it. We are the losers for a change.
It happens.
It does. It looks like that we are in the minority.
Indeed.
But your votes count, and Frost is our December winner for 2023 and wins the Christmas crown.
The crown.
Yes. And we'll be here with a bit of a fanfare.
Ta-da!
So what we're going to do?
I'm not sure. Have you got any thoughts?
Yes, I have. Not surprisingly.
Oh, okay.
I took a little trip into the existential film library while your back was turned.
Oh, right. Okay.
And had a bit of a rummage, and I thought, what films are set at New Year? Maybe we could do something with those.
Okay. All right. I see what you're thinking.
I give you, for your consideration, this New Year's Day afternoon, Poseidon's 11.
Oh? Oh, a heist/disaster movie.
Yes.
Okay, this could be intriguing.
This is a bit of a problem. There's a couple of things, but they're minor though. Originally, when I looked at these, I looked at the original from 1960, which is arguably the better film. Also, because I suppose aesthetically it's closer to this, because it was only made about 12 years earlier.
Oh, I see. Yes, that would. Yeah, I see what you mean there.
But when I looked at it, I've realised there was a problem because I didn't. One of the main differences between that film and this version is that in the original, all of his crew are his ex-army buddies.
Okay.
And it suddenly occurred to me, if you drop a load of experienced soldiers into a disaster situation, they're just going to own that shit.
Yes, they are.
So I thought we'll use this crew because they're kind of shyster criminals. They're con artists. They're not.
Yeah, they're career criminals. They're not.
Exactly. Which is fine, apart from 2 things, which is really annoying because the original is set definitely on New Year's Eve or New Year's, and this is set New Year's Day. This one isn't.
Right.
They've replaced New Year with the boxing match.
I see. Right.
My logic still stands because, it's still, the version.
Well, for starters, we're doing a mashup here.
Yes.
So we've got a bit of wiggle room when it comes to putting the initial concept together.
Yeah, absolutely. The other problem that I had with this one, when I finally got around to rewatching this, I don't really like this film.
Okay.
It's really boring. Nothing of consequence happens in it. Everything goes off without a hitch, and anything that might look like it's going to go wrong and create tension is either resolved within the scene. Yay! Happy New Year!
Woot!
I'd like it outside.
No.
Or it's a part of the plan. So it's like they hoodwink the audience. You think something's going to happen, but it's actually all part of the plan.
Yeah, the joy, if you wish, of that movie is seeing how the magician does his trick. It's not seeing if he can pull off the trick, it's seeing how it's done.
Which I think, again, it's been decades since I saw the original. A lot more shit goes sideways in that.
See, I quite enjoyed it the first time I watched it, just because it was a unique presentation of a heist movie that I hadn't seen before.
That's fair.
But on repeat viewing, I agree, it's simpler than I think you think it is. Once
Yes.
you know what the reveal is, it all becomes a lot simpler.
Exactly. And it's also very quiet as well. It should be a lot more bombastic for something that's supposed to be stylish and a remake of the original Rat Pack film.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not. In terms of, as you say, setup, it is, these guys trying to do a heist on the Poseidon.
On the Poseidon. Okay.
What do we want to do about setting? Are we keeping it in the 70s? Are we reasonably comfortable that the characters from this would still fit into that setting?
The only one that really would have a wrinkle in that setting is Livingston Dell. Who's the tech geek who hacks into their security systems. But still, in the 70s, they had CC cameras and stuff like that, so they would still need a guy that would have to deal with the camera. So it's not as bad of a stretch as you might imagine.
I mean, I suppose if it comes down to it, he's supposed to be, as you say, our tech specialist. We could make him the naval specialist, because he knows what... No, that doesn't work either. No, don't listen to that.
Strike that. Reverse it.
Let's build this from the bottom up. So obviously we need Ocean's 11.
Yes.
Who else are we keeping from Ocean's 11? And are we keeping anybody from the original cast of Poseidon?
Oh, the Poseidon Adventure? Yes, I think so. I think we need to mesh them together. We need to keep some of those people. I think we're going to have to lose Gene Hackman, unfortunately.
Because Danny
is going to would have to fill that role.
Naturally.
I still think we should keep Ernest Borgnine. Borgnine, whatever you want to pronounce his name.
Oh, a cop amongst a bunch of thieves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you could have some fun with that.
Exactly, yeah. I don't think we need Julia Roberts or Andy Garcia. I don't think we need either of them. Although they might add weight to why they're doing this particular job. Because I'd looked at it a different way. My initial thought was Lanarkos, who's the guy from the company who's on the bridge.
Oh, him.
Yes.
The only guy whose name I didn't write down.
My initial thought when I rewatched Poseidon Adventure was, he's the mark.
All right.
I'd kind of looked at it from the point of view of, well, we could up his role, because I know he says he represents the company. He still could, but I was going to go with something along the lines of, yes, they've bought this boat, yes, they're transporting it back to Athens, but he's somehow involved in some kind of like Greek mafia, and they're also using it as a cover to smuggle something into the country.
Right.
And that's what they're trying to steal.
Right. Okay. I was naturally assuming that there was simply going to be a casino on the boat.
I think I kind of thought that because when I was watching it, and there isn't a casino on the boat, but we can put a casino on the boat?
Well, like, it's obvious, like, even in Poseidon Adventure, there are large sections of the ship you never see.
No, because...
And clearly the people who are celebrating New Year's in the ballroom are not the only
people on board. No, they'd have to, they couldn't be, because that ship's huge. Okay, I like that better. That works better. That works better with these characters as well.
So do we want to keep, what's his name again?
Lanarkos.
Do we want to make Lanarkos the guy in charge of all of that shit? Mm-hmm. Make it his responsibility? Or do we want to put Andy Garcia in there as the casino manager?
So we keep both of them. So he's the head honcho, and then
he's the company man, and he's the casino manager.
Which does also mean that we can keep Julia Roberts in there, which adds again to the feeds into the story from this.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm pushing too hard here.
No, that sounds cool. When I rewatched it the other day, I fell asleep.
Okay. Yeah. Each watching has got less and less value to it.
Yeah. Because
you know all of the tricks, you've seen the magician's hand, and you know when the rabbit is about to pop out. That's your brain doing that.
It is my brain. I wasn't about to say, as long as it's not a hamster. At all.
That is your brain.
Don't need to worry too much about acts. I suppose we'll just go until we...
No, I thought about it, but then no, it doesn't matter. We've got a plot. Oh, right. This is the other thing that we kind of want to establish now. Are they taking what would essentially amount to the same route through the ship? I just want to be prepared mentally if we're going to go off on a tangent somewhere, or if we're going to stick pretty much with what we've got.
Initially, it should look like we're going to be following the route that they do. But
at a certain point, we're going to switch shit up.
I think so. I think it's going to have to. I think what we have to put in this is, well, shit, this has happened. but that doesn't mean to say that the job is off.
Oh, right. Again, sorry. It's one of those things. I was assuming it in the back of my head. And my assumption is that we begin with the heist. And so the heist has already happened and they're trying to get off the ship with the loot.
Ah, okay. I see.
Because again, having to carry the loot is going to add complications.
See, this is why when I kind of tried to rethink what the plot was going to be, I thought maybe then we should replace the cash with something more portable, like diamonds.
Well, you see, this is one of the things we can discuss, because I was thinking, like, cash, like, if an appropriate amount of cash is going to be pretty bulky.
Yeah.
But, to add tension, cash is also imminently destroyable.
That's true. Okay.
So I don't know. I'm not saying that's the way to go. It's easily destroyable, which can cause all kinds of tension. Do we have to ditch a bag because somebody can't carry it whilst we have to swim 35 feet or something?
Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's go with that. No, I like that. I like that, definitely.
Yeah, I thought it would add a nice layer of complication to their journey. And that was before we decided we were going to keep bargaining. So we've got a cop. So they've got to try and hide the loot from the cop. But still get it.
Okay, that makes more sense. Because I looked at another point that the disaster happens while the heist is still going on.
Can they complete the heist?
Can they complete the heist?
Oh, you see, that's got.
Not all of them will be on the ship. There may be some of them who are expecting to come up alongside the ship so they can get off while it's, while they're still out at sea.
Well, see, I don't know. I mean, because there's a way we could have our cake and eat it.
Okay.
Because obviously there's the casino, which would be the heist that they're engaged in at the beginning of the film. Mm-hmm. But people go on long voyages. And ladies who've got their special set of jewellery like to make sure it's got a nice, secure place to be in.
Ah, yes.
So there's usually
a safe deposit box or whatever,
something like that. And that might be a secondary objective for them along the way.
Again, I hope you're not sort of layering it on too much. Although, actually, considering the films, it might work better. Not only, as you said, there's all of this stuff in the safety deposit box and the safe securely on the ship, but something in the safe has personal value. Maybe it's something that Danny gave to Tess.
Okay.
That's stored in the safe.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice touch. It's a nice character touch.
Yeah.
Because a lot of this we've just been talking about is old plot.
Exactly.
But that's a nice layer, baby.
So my initial thought is then for the opening, we replace that really long opening of all of the scenic shots of the ship from this with probably about half of this, which is all of the setup for the heist. Whether it's done by monologue or a series of flashbacks, so we see them getting on board the ship. Again, we don't want to have a film that's going to be 3 to 4 hours long. I mean, we're already at almost 2 hours.
No, but we've got a bit of leeway. We can make it a little bit longer than it already is. I mean, they're both about 2 hours, aren't they?
One's 1 hour.
So we could give them an extra 15 minutes and make that the setup, and then do it like the Danny Cotton or Rusty doing a monologue. So not Danny Cotton. Not Danny Cotton. Danny Ocean. Or Rusty doing their monologue of like, okay, this is the plan, and you see it as a montage of actions.
Exactly. So where are we going to put people for the beginning?
All right, well, okay, let's go with the simple ones first of all.
So Frank would be working as a croupier.
Yes.
See, I think the twins.
The twins are where do we put? Because they sometimes they pretend to be someone properly, and sometimes they pretend to be redneck customers.
Yeah. See, I was wondering whether we need to keep them separate. They're the guys that are supposed to be getting them off the ship.
Okay.
So what about they've got with them equipment to turn one of the lifeboats into a speedboat?
They're off on a side quest.
Yes. Essentially, yeah. So they'd probably be, at this point, in their cabin, assembling this outboard motor that they've smuggled in loads of bags.
Yeah, MacGyver style.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. That works. And then you get all their bickering over the parts and who's using which tool. And
exactly.
Yeah, okay, it works. That works. It's a nice little scene.
That's also awesome as well, because depending on how far they've got through the construction when the disaster happens, you may get somebody who gets a propeller blade through a body part or something.
Well, we'll see how things go, won't we?
If they were saying that they've completed it, that's also something that we can come back to, because it's like, we've got an outboard motor, we just need something to strap it to, and we can get out of it. So again, it's something else that takes us off our main journey through the ship. Oh, yeah.
No. That was no. I think you've had two or three. You've had 2 or 3 gyms in a row there.
Oh, cheers! Yay! First of the year.
We should throw as many complications as possible in there, because that will keep us on our toes and stop us from copying the plot.
You can have one as well, because again, some of what I'd initially thought has proven to be not quite as clever as I thought. So obviously Andy Garcia is going to be overseeing what's going on in the casino. Leslie Nielsen's going to be on the bridge.
Oh, yeah, I mean, man, I looked. Dude doesn't even have a character name. He's just the captain.
Yeah. This might be a bit of a stretch. Are we keeping the little kid?
Robin.
Robin, yeah. Are we keeping him in
We
assistant?
can if we want to.
Because I didn't know whether, and again, I don't know if it works, if we replace Robin with Linus, as he's playing a role of some kind of a boat geek fascinated with ships, but it allows him to get onto the bridge and keep an eye on people.
Oh, I see. So Linus is conning his way into being in Robin's position.
Yes.
Right, okay, yeah, again, that's nice. Yeah, that'll work. Basher, Saul, Rusty are all basically con men. No, sorry, not Rusty, Reuben are all basically con men. Although I know Reuben is also partly the money for the job.
So Saul can still fill the role that he plays in the original film, because he's the one who kind of allows them access and gets, he distracts Andy Garcia enough, doesn't he? Are we saying that the setup is, in terms of their side of it, the heist side of it itself is going to be similar to this? It's on a ship, so you won't have the elevator or things like that. It's getting to certain places, secure locations on the ship.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, essentially on a ship, it's not going to be as complicated.
No.
But that's fine, because we don't want the heist to take up too much of the movie.
Too much of the movie, no. Because it's the night before, isn't it? Where the film starts.
It's the night before the storm, and then it's the next day. We meet all of the crew and the passengers.
And that's New Year's Eve.
And then New Year's Eve.
Yeah, so we get that would be our, as you say, our setup bit for showing who's who and what they're up to, and then we go into, so the heist is going to be taking place on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And they'll use the cover of the celebration and everything like that.
Yeah, so instead of going around meeting all the passengers in their various situations, we see the various members of the crew where they've ensconced themselves on the ship and what their role is.
I think our tech guy,
Livingston.
yeah, he's probably going to be with the twins, because while they're setting up that thing, he's probably got like a radio and stuff set up so that he's monitoring weather conditions.
Oh, right. Oh,
just to check when they get away and things like that. Were we saying that there are going to be cameras on the ship?
It's the 70s, they had cameras.
Of course they did.
But again, there won't be cameras over the entire ship. No. They'll be over the casino and
in all the back areas where they've got to get to. Are we going with the same setup then with regards to Danny? That he gets made by Andy Garcia, and I mean, there's a bit more tension. We can put a bit more tension there between him and Tess, because they're kind of a captive audience. He can't just get up and leave.
I'm starting to think. I'm not sure we want Tess.
Okay, we can drop
it. We've got a lot of complications.
Yeah.
We could still have the thing that Terry has something that Tess has lent him or gifted to him, and it's something that Danny finds particularly sentimental.
Yes.
But I don't think we need to have worrying about whether Tess is in danger or not.
That's fair enough.
I think. Yeah.
But yeah, so we can do away with that bit with him being put in the side room and all of that kind of thing.
I still think we can have Terry make him to have the confrontation and the tension and force Danny to back off from being
directly involved in
it, I think. Make him back off a little bit.
So yeah, he has to leave, and he goes to the ballroom.
Yes.
Which will put him in situ for everybody else.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I'm assuming is where Rusty is as well, is in the ballroom. So that would be the place where we could put Elliot Gould. Maybe that was his job, was to keep an eye on everything is going okay there.
Yeah. So
there's no reason to so we can keep Rusty in the casino.
We already agreed that the heist would be over.
Oh yes.
By the time things kick off.
So we follow that through and cutting that back and forth between that and what's happening on the bridge.
Yeah.
And occasionally back to what's happening in the ballroom.
Yeah.
Probably, no doubt, in this version would be from Elliot Gould's point of view. So we'd meet the other characters as he encounters them.
Yeah.
He's at the captain's table. He's had dinner at the captain's table with Ernest Borgnine and everything. You're a cop, are you?
Yes.
So we're saying the heist goes as it does. It goes well. They get the money.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Are we saying that they've got the money and they've got it safe, or they're in the process of getting it? Because I'm imagining if they've got the money, by this point they would have had their engine built and they would probably be on their way to getting it set up. So it's like, we've got it, straight in the boat, off we go.
So they're in the process of getting it.
Or they've got it and they're on their way out.
They're on their way out.
Okay, so that means the twins would be up on deck. They're probably hidden in the lifeboat. It's kind of like trying to rig things up from the outside.
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense.
With the whole thing swinging because it's in the storm. Maybe one of them takes a peek out and just sees this wall of water.
Yeah. Holy.
Yeah.
Cut to something else.
We're down to 9. Because I'm assuming they're not...
They are just simply not going to survive that. So, goodbye to the Malloy brothers.
Oops. So the ship gets hit by the wave, flips over, chaos. Anybody else do you think we're going to lose here in this bit? If we're following this, do we then not worry about anybody who isn't in the ballroom at the point of the accident, or the disaster, and just we'll pick them up as we meet people as we go? Or do we want to be flicking backwards and forwards between story arcs?
I feel like we want to be flicking backwards and between story arcs.
Okay.
Yeah, because it creates more tension and resolve not to make it take too long for them to get back together.
Yes.
That's the thing, to make it relatively quick.
Okay, that works. So we're saying that Danny's in the ballroom, so is Elliot Gould. Ruben, isn't it?
Ruben, yes. And Rusty.
Sorry, I wasn't sure whether Rusty would have still been in the casino, especially if Danny got ejected.
Yes. Yeah, let's just resolve that it's two groups. There's the group in the ballroom and the group in the casino.
Okay.
Regardless of what they were doing previously, those are the two.
Those are the two groups. We haven't focused on Basher, have we? Really?
No, not a lot.
But he's not one of the guys who really goes in. So he'd be with wherever. Sorry, I've forgotten his name. The tech guy again.
Livingston.
Yeah, he'd be with wherever he is, wouldn't he? Because he's normally with the back. But he is also quite manual, so it's possible that we've lost him as well. If he'd gone to help the Malloys. What do you think?
Yeah.
Do you want to keep him alive any longer?
I have no particular love or hatred for any of these characters. I'm not bothered. So Livingston and Basher?
Let's keep... No, I'll tell you what. Let's keep those two in the cabin. They were still in the cabin where they'd been setting everything up at the time, so we may come back to them.
Right.
Who else have we got? So I take it then Linus would be in the ballroom as well, if he's in place of Robin? No, he can't be, because he was doing the heist, so he would have been in the casino. He'd be with the guys from the casino, because he would have been doing the heist in place of Danny.
Right, okay, yeah.
And we've got Yen,
who'll be in the casino.
and Rusty, who we're going to have to put in the casino as well.
Saul would have been in the casino.
Yes, yeah, he would have been, yeah. Cool, we have a proper list and everything. I suppose let's have a look at the two oldest members first of all. Do you think they're going to survive the crash? Saul has a problem with an ulcer, doesn't he?
He's not the fittest man.
No. Oh. Maimed, or we could keep him alive, but his ulcer ruptures, and we can afford to lose him.
Yeah, we can afford to lose him.
Yeah.
I think we can afford to lose him.
Down to 8.
That's 8. Goodbye, Saul. That leaves 4 of them in the casino, 2 in the ballroom.
Okay, and 2 in one of the cabins. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start with the ballroom first of all.
Mm-hmm.
So we get a similar kind of thing to what happens there.
Yes. I mean, the film provides us with props. We might as well use them.
Yes.
So that part will play out pretty much the same as it does.
So if we've got Lost Robin, are we keeping his sister?
Can certainly keep Susan.
Yeah.
Alright, so we lost Reverend Scott. We've got Mr. and Mrs. Rogo, which is the cop. We definitely got them. There's Mr. Martin, who's the old dude with the pills, and he's all a bit prim.
I think we can lose him.
Yeah.
I think we replace him with one of the crew.
We've got Roddy McDowell, who's Akers.
Yes. Akers is good, yeah, because we know he dies anyway.
Mr. and Mrs. Rose and the old couple.
Yeah.
And
that's
Nanny.
Yeah, I think we lose the prim guy.
Mr. Martin.
Yeah. I think we can afford to keep the others, because not all of them are going to make it to the end anyway.
No.
We get a similar kind of thing, but obviously I don't think Danny's going to be he's not going to be as preachy, obviously, as Gene Hackman is.
No, of course not. But he's still got that sort of determination to
natural
do
charm
no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. Is Ruben going to make it out of this bit? Or he's happy to put the money up, but he's not happy to get his hands dirty, is he?
You've got a good point there.
I think this is one of the things where maybe we do something that this doesn't do, which is initially he's like, no, we're comfortable, we're safe here, we'll wait. And then when it's clearly obvious, when the thing cracks, he's one of the people that is actually able to get out and join them.
Oh, okay, so we'll keep Ruben.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it looks like he's not going to make it. I thought it was quite bad that they don't pick anybody else up from their initial crew.
Yeah.
I thought they'd get at least one person might make it out up the tree before the whole thing falls over.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, we need to move on.
We do need to move on. So we've moved. So they're up and they're out into that first corridor space, aren't they?
Yes.
Are we cutting to the others?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're going to cut to the casino. Okay, so they were on their way out, caught between decks. Do you think?
Okay. Yeah. Something simple like that.
Yeah.
All right. And let's say they're close to the room.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Yes.
Because we got to get these people together as fast as possible.
That's true. Okay, where are we saying that the guys from the casino are going to go then? They're going to head to the room?
I did not.
I would assume. Because that would be, if, it's the closest place from them. It was probably where they were going to go anyway to meet up with, so it's like still part of their plan.
So if it's going to be Linus, Yen, we forgot Bernie Mac. So we'll say Bernie Mac. Those three are together. They were supposed to meet with Saul and Rusty when they leave the casino floor when this happens, just so we can have a moment between Rusty and Saul as he dies.
Okay.
Yeah? So they're like, so we get a couple of minutes of them going, well, do we wait? Do we go? What do we do? They're supposed to be here. For we know they might be dead.
Yeah.
Just to build that up, and then just as they're about to move on, Rusty turns up.
Yeah.
Saul didn't make it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But of course, the star of the show at this point is going to be Yen.
Of course.
Because he's going to get them through.
Yeah, get them through pretty much everything. Yeah.
So he's going to be going first. They're going to be trucking the bags to him. I guess we'll have to say that they've lost some of it.
Yeah, that seems reasonable enough.
And we can throw in some kind of problem getting into the room.
I did not hit her.
Something's fallen, or the door's buckled, or something.
Yes, of course, yes. Some sort of complication.
Yeah.
That will call on someone's skills.
Are we saying that either the two in the cabin are injured?
I reckon Livingston is.
And probably freaking out because he has nerve problems with his nerves, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's very nervous, anxious type.
Yeah. So, sweating like a pig, crawling on the ceiling, literally. And so they'll probably find Basher trying to talk him down, essentially.
Yeah, basically.
If we want to just throw in that he gets claustrophobia,
right.
just something that, just to build up him as a bit of a weak link.
Yeah.
We need to then have them independently decide that they need to get to the end of the rear of the ship. They do it in that because Robin knows about it.
Right, I see what you... no, Linus is there. He's part of this crew. He's part of the casino crew.
There's nobody that was in the ballroom because that's where Robin was in the original film in the ballroom. That's where they know about it. I think then if we're going to do that, we're just going to have to say that that's something that Akers knows.
Yes, because movie.
Yeah, that's one. Phew. So we've got the crew from we're in the casino. Have got back to the room.
It's bullshit.
Right.
And
okay.
are making sure that Basher and Livingston are okay.
Yeah. I don't know if it's right or not, but I was thinking with Livingston or something, it might be something like a broken ankle or a broken leg. Something that's actually like a proper hindrance.
Yes.
He's not long for this world, let's be honest here.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I was going to say, there's that bit in Persona Adventure where Gene Hackman and Akers, they go off ahead. So I think we can use that, and this is the point where Danny tries to say, look, we need to go past this cabin. Where they'd kind of assigned as their meeting point in case anything went wrong. So he wants them to find a route that will take him past the cabin where he's supposed to meet the others. That allows us then to start bringing these two groups together.
Yeah, absolutely. Having done that, so then now you're saying this, let's jump back to the group that came from the ballroom.
Yes. So they've gone off ahead to check, and he says, we need to get past here.
In the original film, this is the bit when they got the fiery kitchen.
Oh, yes, of course it is.
So they've got the fiery kitchen to get through. To be honest, apart from having a hot door and having some open flames, it's not that bad. So I think it's going to go pretty much as it was in the original one.
Yes.
Unless you feel there should be a complication at this point.
I don't think there should be a complication. I think as part of what I was saying there about Danny trying to get Akers to take them in a certain direction, maybe he'll get Ruben to run interference with Ernest Borgnine.
Yes.
Just to keep him busy.
Yeah.
And so that he can bicker with him about nothing while Danny's trying to move the operation along.
Give Elliot Gould something to play with.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And it'd be good to see the two of them two sort of, two great actors like that.
Yeah.
Going at
Yeah, that's a really good one. That's a nice touch.
Fantastic. I was thinking that part of them getting to the cabin or meeting up and picking up the people who are in the cabin involves going through some kind of small tunnel. Said earlier that Livingston is possibly claustrophobic, refuses to go. Plus now he's got a broken leg as well.
Right, yes.
So he refuses to come in, and where he is a part of the ship that's about to get struck underwater.
Yes. Yeah.
So the only question I had then is there anybody else who's going to try and stay behind to help him who gets lost at the same time?
So who have we got? So we've got Basher, Yen, Linus, Frank, and Rusty.
Okay. Basher would be the only one I would have thought of because he would have been in the room with him initially. Yeah,
we kind of set up some kind of a relationship between them. Obviously, we go back to the first act and add that into their conversation.
Exactly.
But set up a bit of a that kind of half adversarial, half friends.
Yes.
Kind of
exactly.
relationship.
Like it. Maybe then this would be a good point. I hope it's not too early because we're well into the second act now.
Does that mean we're writing off both Livingston and Basher?
I think if you do, but I think if you're writing off Basher, it's not just because he doesn't want to leave because of Livingston. He wants to do what they kind of were really bad at doing in the Poseidon Adventure, is sealing off the hole where they've just escaped through.
Yeah, the number of times they don't close the door behind them is incredible.
I know, it's a ship. They're designed to be sealed from both sides to keep the water out. But yeah, so I think he stays behind because of Livingston, but also because he's going to jam the hole so that at least...
Okay, so it's a heroic sacrifice.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, nice.
But now, obviously, we've got the whole group together. Now we have to deal with the problem of how are they going to explain away these huge bags of money.
I guess we're going to lose at least one more bag of money.
Oh, yeah.
We've left so many bodies behind, we haven't got enough people to carry them anymore.
Exactly. So we're down to, say about 4 bags?
3 or 4, I would say.
Let's go with 4, because then we've still got options to get rid of 2. There's more to get rid of later.
Yeah.
We've got, or rather, there's a bigger temptation to make people do stupid
also, if
things.
we're going to be running, because obviously some sort of interference will have to be run to keep Ernest Borgnine away from the... Why are you so bloody obsessed with those bags?
Yeah.
You need at least 1 or 2 of them with hands free to be running the interference and not carrying an obviously suspicious bag.
The only other way around that would be, in that interim, when the casino crew got to the room, they've got some rucksacks or something, so they filled those up.
Oh, just the thing that it might turn out to be a nice thing for the end. I think Yen has strapped a bunch of money to his body.
Yes.
Because he was the one who spent the most time in the vault.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely. But yeah, no, so the only other way of thinking is that when they get back to the room, they've got some rucksacks and they put them in there, so at least the bags are on their back, so they're not so conspicuous.
So not satchels, yeah. I was imagining satchels, and I thought that's bloody awkward. That really is bloody awkward.
Yeah, let's go around that one.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
And it also raises tension, because at some point they're going to have to go somewhere and say, well, leave that stuff. Why are you carrying all of that?
Eventually we'll get to that point.
So this is the bit where they're heading through...
Right, if we're following the original route, let's see where we go up here. It was thinking kitchen fire. That's when they try to go up the stairs and the water starts coming up behind them. And then they have to go to yet another hatch and into the funnel.
That's right. Okay. Are we scrapping the idea of going for the safe? We haven't kind of mentioned it for a while, and we've got quite a way through.
If we're going to do it, it has to be now.
Yeah.
Because now we're going into the depths of the ship where we're going away from all of that stuff. We're heading towards the bowels of the engine and things.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I think it should happen at this point, but I don't think it goes any further than this. I think...
So they start discussing it?
Yeah.
And then that's when the water starts swashing up their ankles.
Yes.
And they're like, oh shit. No time.
We've got to go, yeah.
Yeah. We put it up there just a possibility.
We can't have everything.
No.
It'll be in the director's cut.
Yeah.
So we get to the point, so they're going up the funnel, which is where
the stairs, into the hatch.
Yes.
And that comes out into the funnel.
Because this is where we lose Acres, isn't it?
That's where we lose Acres, yes. We almost lose Borgnine, but he manages to swim out of it.
Swim out of it, yeah.
Ruben's not fit, but then again, I don't know. I mean, fat lady got up there. Sorry, Mrs. Ruben got up there.
Shirley, isn't it? Not Shirley, but it's what's her name, isn't it? I've forgotten her name. It's over there, though. Can I say? Shirley Winters. That's what it is.
That's it. Right, yes, thank you. As she made it up the funnel.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, I don't know. I mean, unless you think we should lose someone else, I think losing Acres is enough in this thing.
We could do a thing possibly with Ruben. I'm just thinking of that scene. Obviously, he's always there smoking and drinking, but then he's eating a salad as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I didn't know whether to do a bit with when Ernest Borgnine jumps in to save Acres and fails and he swims back up.
Yeah.
We could have done a bit with Ruben helps him out.
Uh-huh.
And so there's this weird kind of thing, is he's the crook helping out the cop.
Oh, I like that.
But then I didn't know whether we could throw into that the strain of doing so gives him a heart attack. That's kind of undercutting the importance of Shelley Winters' sacrifice later.
Yeah. That'd be too many heart attacks in a row,
Yes.
wouldn't it?
But certainly the bit where he pulls him out.
Yeah.
And then just kind of, what am I doing?
Yeah.
It could even just be almost like a fourth wall break, like, what?
Yeah. So they fall in, and like the last 2 people up the ladder above them are Rusty and Danny. And they're sort of looking back, and he sort of pulls them up and looks up, and then he goes, they're looking at him like, what?
Okay, so we're up the funnel. That takes us...
that's when we bump into other people.
Okay, yeah, so we're there. So is this then maybe where we want to bring Andy Garcia back into it?
Yes. We never said where Andy was. I forgot about him.
No, we completely forgot in all the turmoil. But now would be a good time to bring him in. That he's with the other team, and he sees those guys all together, and they've all got big rucksacks on. That they're being very Oh, I think we should say he's on his own. He doesn't have any of his security with him.
Yeah, because otherwise we cause an unnecessary... We could have like one or two, but not enough to...
I mean, we could throw a shootout into this now. Why not? We haven't had one.
Well, I don't know. There's a part of my brain thinks there's a kind of sick little bit of humour and the possibility that there could be like a standoff and one or both of the security guys pull out their weapons and Borgnine comes to their defence and tells them to stop being ridiculous. We're in an emergency. Have you lost your minds?
Yeah, but he would also be suspicious of
just because it'll pay off the bit with Ruben.
It will do, yeah. Fucking spot on.
You.
Absolutely spot on, man. I love it, yeah.
It wasn't until you mentioned that confrontation, the possibility of a confrontation, I thought, oh, hang on, we've got an opportunity here.
Yeah. That's brilliant. I love it. They get everybody out the way. They all duck behind stuff, and then Ernest does his bit. I take it what's going to happen here is that the rest of the guys keep moving forward towards the bow, but they say, actually, I'm coming with you.
Yes. Just to add that extra layer.
Do we want to as well? I mean, I know we've got a couple of security guys, but they're human beings as well. Does one of them go, no, I'm going with them?
Well, going with the other.
Yeah, because again, just to throw that kind of human element into it.
You're crazy. You're on your own.
Yeah,
that'd be a nice touch. It would show like his faltering authority is a nice.
Yes. Yeah.
He does have this authority technically.
Yeah.
But does it matter now? No, it doesn't.
You pay well, but not that well.
Yeah.
I'm out of it.
Yeah, and that evens the odds later on when we have our inevitable confrontation.
Exactly. Brilliant.
That puts us well into the
into the third act.
This is third act. Whew. Now, in the main film, this is when we head into trying to get to the engine,
and he goes off on his own. Doesn't need to try.
Yeah. So of course, yes. So Bergman's going to be arguing, no, we should go with those guys. You're crazy.
Yeah, because we've had the standoff. Now it's kind of flipped on its head because Andy Garcia's going, well, actually, I think you might be onto something here, which could be going on while they go off, right, what we're going to do. Shit, how do we get out of this? Right, we need to go and find another way through.
Yeah.
Because that's the bit where they all go wandering off, don't they?
Yeah.
Trying to look for supplies and things. Yeah. So I think Danny then at this point will probably keep Yen with him. He's good. You probably want to keep the guy who's probably the best adapted to get through that.
Absolutely. And we can afford to do this because we've got a larger group at this point in time than we did originally.
Yes. This is the bit where they have to go underwater, isn't it?
Not quite yet. Let's hang on. Let me just...
Because they have to go up the ladder, don't they? And
as they get to go up the ladder, the water starts coming in.
Okay. We don't lose anyone here, do we?
And then, almost immediately after, that's the bit when they have to swim underwater.
Okay. Are we saying this time that they remember to shut the door?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Give them a bit more time.
Okay, yes, because there's more of them. We need that extra. So we're saying that Danny's going under first? He's swimming first?
Yeah, I think he's headstrong enough to...
I think he is, but I think...
Well, no, my instinct is Danny is a man who knows how to use the appropriate tool for a situation.
Yeah.
He would suggest that Yen do it.
He would suggest Yen do it, but I think Rusty does it. Because Rusty tends to drop into the background a bit. He's almost
he does. He does. This is a bit where we could stand up.
And I think, again, Brad Pitt made a joke about, I think somebody with younger lungs, maybe Danny should do this first.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So, the bit when Mrs. Rosen goes, how long can you hold your breath? Start now. And they both hold their breath. Mm-hmm. And, of course, Brad easily beats Yen.
Yeah.
Even though Mrs. Rosen makes her argument, Brad's too no. Look, I can hold the breath. I'm young and fit. Mrs. Rosen, let me do this.
Because the other thing we could have done, they both go. Brad Pitt gets trapped, and Yen isn't strong enough to lift the thing.
Yeah, there's a possibility. We've got the same situation where Mrs. Rosen still has to come and rescue them.
Exactly.
I'd like it, because it increases the peril. That's nice.
Yeah.
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 Yes, that was definitely worth it.
Cool.
But that means goodbye, Mrs. Rosen.
Yes. Also wondering if that also is going to possibly mean goodbye, Ruben.
I just don't know if he's that fit.
Yeah. He's a bit flabby.
Yeah, he's a man of luxury. I mean, he used to be a casino owner, didn't he? That's that part of his shtick. He might eat salads, but that doesn't mean, smoking all those cigars and helped him. So let's say goodbye, Ruben.
Goodbye, Ruben. And then we can also cast Linus in the position that Mr. Martin plays, which also then possibly allows us to throw in a bit of a romance there between them.
Nice, yes, I like it.
So we've lost Ruben, We're
down to 5.
Of the crew.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. We've got Danny, Frank, Rusty, Yen, and Linus.
This is the last. We're pretty much rushing towards the end because it's from here. It's up the broken staircase, isn't it? They go a bit further, don't they? Through the wreckage, and then it's up
the catwalk. Yep, it's the climb up the catwalk. Obviously, we lose Mrs. Sarago at the top.
Yeah.
but I'm thinking we can maybe lose someone on the way up because it's quite a climb, that one. There is some very spindly, awkward, delicate-looking bits.
And we've got 4 people carrying massive rucksacks.
Yeah.
See, that's why. So I think it should be something to do with that. One of the bags gets caught on something.
I mean, my natural instinct would be to say Frank Cotton. Maybe you disagree. I don't know, but he's my natural choice. But I'm judging based on what I think of as their relative fitness. You know, their physical ability.
Yeah.
The film does point out several times people die for completely arbitrary reasons.
Yes.
So it doesn't necessarily have to go that way. We've alluded to a romance with Nani.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like that gives Linus a little bit of plot armor.
It does a little bit, doesn't it? I think you're right. I'm trying to figure out of the ones who are left, whose greed... If we go with a situation where one of the bags gets caught on something, and I'm even thinking about, in this section, the bag rips and we see what's in it. So everyone sees what's in the bags.
Oh, nice touch.
Yeah.
Just straight away, yeah, nice touch. Whose greed is greatest?
Yeah, that they would rather risk their life and end up losing it as a result.
Oh, that's a tough choice.
Danny's not really in it for the money.
He's in it for the revenge.
Yes. I mean, most of the others are in it for the money. Obviously, Linus as well is kind of in it to prove himself, because of his dad.
Yeah, but also plot armor.
Yeah. So I think you're right. I think it is Frank.
You think about where they found him at the beginning of Ocean's 11. He's still the croupier.
Yes.
He's probably working somebody... They never talk about it, but you know he's probably running some scam out of the table. He never left that life. He is that... He can't stop dipping his hand in the pot.
Exactly. Of all the... Yeah, because of all the others.
Yeah, they'd all walked away from it in some relative sense.
Yes. So
yeah. I
It
think
works.
thematically Frank does work.
Yeah. So, yeah, he gets caught in something, it slips, the bag rips open, and he's like, oh, no, and he's trying to go back for it. And they're all telling him, leave it, you know, just come on. And the whole thing collapses.
I can get it.
Yeah.
Yes, a collapse after them. That would be great. Yeah.
Which means we could put maybe a little bit here where there's a couple of people behind him, so they have to get Yen to come back down to try and sort of jump across or throw a line across so they can so the last couple of people can catch up.
Oh, nice. That's an extra
Just
little
to add a
touch
little bit of drama in there, yeah.
drama, yeah.
And then obviously when we get to the top, you have to
that's
deal...
why we just lose Mrs. Rago.
But we also have to deal
Or
with
Rogo, sorry.
Mr. Rogo, knowing that they've got bags full of cash.
Yeah.
And also Andy Garcia, knowing that they've got bags full of cash.
This is the time for our confrontation.
Yeah. Oh,
Because-
this is brilliant. Up on the gantry and everything.
Up on the gantry, but it's like what follows this is essentially a leap of faith.
Yes.
The confrontation against the forces of greed.
So how are we saying that Rogo's going to handle this? Because obviously he's the lawman. I'm wondering if we get the confrontation happens, but then the death of Mrs. Rogo kind of interrupts it, if you like.
That's even more beautiful.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No, that's beautiful. One climax being interrupted by another climax, as it were, of tension and rage. Okay, let's indulge ourselves a little bit on this because we are very close to the end.
Yes.
Andy Garcia, Terry's not armed. The goon is.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's... God damn it, get your gun out. Put it out. Shoot him now. No. Are we going to be that brash? How do we want to do this? Is it a well moment? Or is it a shoot him now? Or what do you think? I'm thinking about Andy Garcia's last speech because it's going to be his last speech. I feel like we have to have the confrontation now.
Yeah, because the only other thing that I would have said, thinking once the door is open, hand me the money, and then locks them back in. But that's too conniving. I think you're right. We need to have the confrontation now.
Yeah,
it's more of a 70s film if it's more up front as well.
Is it going to be smug and snide, or is it going to be?
I think it's smug and snide because it's always suggested that he is dogged. He will pursue you and your family, and you will never rest easy. So I think it's more of a well than a shoot him now.
Right, okay, cool. So I feel like that would lean to some sort of quippy response tag team with Rusty and Danny. Just tag teaming him on how you've completely failed to do it at all, and you're, just some nice put downs.
Do you think Tess comes up in this as well?
Absolutely. Benedict's going to bring it up because he's going to rub it in his face.
Of course he is. Well, with what's about to happen, maybe something that we lean back into in a minute with regards to Rogo's attitude to all this.
But at this point, there's
He's probably going to be the most pragmatic. Why are we arguing about this now? If safety is through that door, let's get through the fucking door and we will sort it out there.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be the most level-headed of them.
All right. And
then it's while this is going on that the thing happens and Mrs. Rogo falls in.
yes, I'm just wondering if somebody else should go as well. Oh, no, yes, no. Yes, so Mr. Rogo goes, but the same explosion causes goon number 1 to drop his fucking gun.
Yes, of course it does.
Level the playing field. That's how we solve that particular situation.
When it comes to, as you sort of talking about the leap of faith and who's going to do that.
Yes.
In that bit at the end where Mrs. Rogo dies, and obviously said the guard drops his thing, everything shakes, either on purpose or by accident. Somebody pushes Andy Garcia and he's the one who ends up on the thing. He's the one who shuts off the valve. So you can get out with my money, but you will always know that you're only alive because of me.
That's interesting. On one hand, it takes away the leap of faith aspect.
Yeah.
From the ending, but it does. Oh, there's something, because it's not just this is a heist film. This is a criminal film, as well as a disaster movie adventure, and that's a nice layer of
fuck you,
moral quandary.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to say yes. I think I like it as a nice touch, and I have another one. Yeah. Yeah, that's worth it.
And that pretty much brings us to the end.
I mean, I kind of like it because it means I get to keep all of my heroes
Safe!
because we killed a lot of them.
We did.
But on the other hand, like I say, it takes away from the sacrificial nature
Yes.
of that last bit. But no, I think it works in the end. And then all we have is
getting through the thing.
through the door and getting saved.
Do they pay off Rogo? Or is he too good for that? Yes, we were saying before that, he married a hooker, but it was to take her out of that life.
But it means that he's a person who's willing to bend the rules.
Yeah, that's true.
And his life has been saved several times by these guys.
Got out with 3 bags.
You see, we got out with 3 bags. You see, this is one of the reasons I said the thing about Yen strapping money to his body. Because there was a possibility we would lose all of the bags. And it would be like that bit at the end of the Goonies when the kid pulls the rubies out of his pockets. But that's not where we went. No. That's fair enough.
The only way we could have done that now is if the hatch was so small, they would have had to take the bags off to get through there. But then there's no reason why they couldn't have just thrown them through. But yeah, so I think we've got 3 bags left. They give a bag to the rest of the people and they take the other 2.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm on 4.
I am on 3.
Okay, so give us 2 seconds while we have a think, and then we'll let you know what we think. Over to you first, buddy.
It was hard. I was scared at several points we were just going to make it all fall apart. But I quite like it. I really do quite like it. We got some nice moments in there. We added some layers to it. It was good. We kept enough of the original structure that it can still be called the Poseidon 11 and still be considered a relative of the original film.
Yes.
I like it. I think it was good. We worked it.
I agree, 100%. I was not sure where this one would go, especially after I'd rewatched the films. I was like, ooh, are they going to gel well together? But no, we did something interesting there, and as you say, it's through some nice things that stack on top of each other. Yeah. But yeah, some nice layers, and it works, yeah. Again, as a first draft.
Oh, of course, needs ironing out and definitely in places, but I think we covered a lot of the bases.
Yes. Fantastic. So again, just because this is our New Year special, there's no there won't be any voting on this one, but please do let us know what you think in the comments below. Did it work for you or not? What would you have done differently? Always interested to see what people have to say. Thank you again for spending some time with us on New Year's Day. We're now into our month off. There will be some stuff coming up on the channel. It just won't be maybe movies. I know there will definitely be an episode of What I Just Unread coming along a bit later in the month. Until, though, we come back for In Here, which will be at the beginning of February. Look after yourselves, look after one another, and we will see you soon.
As always, guys, TTFN.
Ba 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 ba.